What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to be talking about Nano Dimension, ticker symbol NNDM. And now they have a very massive catalyst that is coming up in the very near future. Now, this catalyst could send the stock price going absolutely crazy. So we're going to go over exactly everything that you need to know for what is going to be happening with this event and what I am expecting to see out of this event. We're also going to go over some of the other pieces of news that we've got from Nano Dimension, including possible government funding coming in the near future. We're also going to go over one of the options plays that I am looking at for Nano Dimension. Now, this is going to apply to only a select few of you who will be able to actually make a good use out of this specific options play. So if you want to know exactly what that play is, make sure you stick until the end of this video because that is when we are going to be going over it. So before we get into all of this information, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you go down and hit that like button and hit the subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video, so you get to stay up to date on all of your favorite stocks, learn about a couple of new ones, and see exactly which options I am trading and which strategies I am using to trade them. So when we're looking at the chart of Nano Dimension, we can see that from the beginning of January all the way up into the end of January, we saw a very substantial run up in the share price. We did see a couple of small pullbacks. Now, these were because of the dilutive share offerings that Nano Dimension was doing. And then recently, they did a massive dilutive share offering, and the overall market has been very weak due to inflation risks and rising bond yields. So we've just seen all of these hyper growth stocks, especially the ones that we have been talking about on this channel, get hit the hardest. But I am not a financial advisor, and none of the information that I say in these videos should be considered financial advice. These are for educational purposes only. But if you like Nano Dimension for the long term, this dip that we have seen in Nano Dimension over the last week and a half, in my opinion, is a great one to buy. The stock is down around 40% from its high, and I think that we could see Nano Dimension get back to its all-time highs very soon if they keep going on the trajectory that they are currently on. So let's get into this major catalyst that we are going to be having coming up for Nano Dimension. So coming over here, we can see that Nano Dimension is estimated to report their earnings on March 9th, 2021. Now coming over here, we can see that Nano Dimension has actually given us a preview of this earnings report. So Nano Dimension announced a preview of its financial results for the year ended December 31st, 2020. On a preliminary basis, Nano Dimension reported unaudited revenue of approximately $3.4 million for the year ended December 31st, 2021, approximately $990 million of cash reserves. Now, as of today, Nano Dimension almost has $1.5 billion worth of cash reserves. So this came out a couple of weeks ago, and they were able to do another share offering, and they have no debt, which is very important. The above information reflects preliminary aspects with respects to certain results of Nano Dimension for the year ended December 31st, 2020, based on currently available information. Because the audit is not yet complete, Nano Dimension's financial results may vary from the preliminary estimates. Now, Yoav Stern actually made a comment about this, as I have commented in our quarterly results conference calls since May 2020, as well as in presentations to dozens of new investors during the 8 capital raising transactions totaling $1 billion, now it's $1.5 billion, since May 2020. The illness affected the sales of our Dragonfly LDM systems in 2020. In fact, I stated publicly that revenue in 2020 could be close to zero. Therefore, I am pleased with our results. Our customers and prospects have been subjected to travel and capital expense restrictions, as well as limitations on visits of our engineers for sales, installations, and support. Acquiring breakthrough technologies has not been a priority for buyers struggling with the illness. So this is very good news that the company and the CEO of Nano Dimension was expecting to have revenue that was close to $0 for the entirety of 2020, and they came out and actually have unaudited revenues of about $3.4 million. So now that doesn't seem like a lot at all, especially for a company that ARK Invest has poured a lot of money into, but this company has a lot of potential for the future. Now, coming over here, we can see some of the previous estimates for Nano Dimension's earnings. We can see over the last 2 quarters, they had an estimated EPS of -8 and 9 cents respectively, and they posted big misses on both of these quarters. Now, Nano Dimension is in a completely different spot as a company than they were a couple of quarters ago, but they have also done a lot of dilutive share offerings, so it would not surprise me if these consensus estimate numbers for their EPS are a lot lower. Now, we could see a Nano Dimension report their earnings actually on March 9th. Seeing that they've already put out their earnings preview report, I don't think that there is any reason for them to delay, but Nano Dimension could come out at any time and say, hey, we're going to be reporting our earnings on this date. I think that we could actually see within 2 weeks after this March 9th date, but we're just going to go and have to wait and see for exactly what Nano Dimension comes out and says as a company for when this event is going to be. Now, the key things that we are going to need to keep a lookout for in this earnings report isn't so much, in my opinion, the revenue and EPS numbers, because we all know that Nano Dimension and a lot of other companies have taken a hit throughout the past year. What's important, in my opinion, and very important actually, is going to be the company's guidance. Nano Dimension has $1.5 billion of cash on their balance sheet, and they have been engaging Carl Square to help introduce them to attractive acquisition targets. Now, we need to see something out of Nano Dimension explaining what exactly they are going to be doing with the $1.5 billion of cash and the timetable that they are expecting to deploy it in. I am hopeful that we are going to see Nano Dimension announce one of their 3 acquisitions. The CEO has come out and said that they want to acquire 3 companies, so I am hopeful that we are going to see at least one acquisition named and completed by the end of 2021. Now, in addition, it is also possible, but in my opinion, not probable at the current time, that Nano Dimension receives some government funding to help out with this worldwide semiconductor shortage. So President Biden has actually signed an executive order last Wednesday evening to review the semiconductor supply chain in order to address the current shortage to prevent future supply shocks. So semiconductors are a very important technological tool that a lot of different industries need. Nano Dimension actually has the tools to help print some parts to produce semiconductors, but the problem with this right now is that Nano Dimension's Dragonfly LDM system is not able to mass produce complex electric circuitry. That is something that the CEO has mentioned that they want the Dragonfly LDM system to be able to do in the future. But if you read up on this article, we can see that there is a 100-day review of the semiconductor supply chain, and Nano Dimension does have a lot of cash on their balance sheet in order to do some more research and development into their product. Now, I don't think they're going to be able to get the Dragonfly LDM to be able to mass produce in this short amount of time, but it is possible that they could enter some talks to actually get some of this government funding. Another contributing factor is that Nano Dimension has only sold 60 systems worldwide. So there is not there's not like an overwhelming amount of sales that the government would be like, hey, we want to go with this company who's only sold 60 systems worldwide. Now, they're also very expensive. Now, it would be possible that the government could offer funding to different companies in order to buy these systems at a discount. So Nano Dimension would still collect the full profit, but the different companies that would need these 3D printers would actually receive a discount. That is something that could happen, but since mass production is not possible at the current time, I think we are just going to have to wait and see what happens with this semiconductor shortage and Nano Dimension, because I don't really think that they are going to be getting government funding anytime soon, but you never know, it is always possible. Now, let's go and take a look at an options play that could be very attractive to specific options traders. So if we come over here to the option chain of Nano Dimension, we're going to be looking at the December 17th, 2021 expiration day, and we are going to be looking at these deep in the money calls. You can see that they are down a pretty substantial amount, 10% on Friday, and we can see that the break even for these contracts is about 10.10. The way you find the break even is you add the last price of the contract to the strike price. You get 760 plus 250, and then you get 1010. Now, if you are a normal retail investor and you don't have a significant budget, this play most likely will not be for you, because it's only going to save you about 25 to 30% on your overall position. So you would be spending about $760 per contract to get into this in the money contract, where you could just go out and buy 100 shares of Nano Dimension on the open market for $984. Now, if you were going to spend $100,000 or more on Nano Dimension, this play could be more attractive to you, since the actual discount that you would be getting for buying these in the money calls would be more significant. Now, coming back over to the chart of Nano Dimension, again, I am not a financial advisor. Nothing I say is financial advice. These are for educational and entertainment purposes only. But this dip on Nano Dimension, if you like this company long term and you are interested in the growth of 3D printing, this is a very good time to buy. This company has fallen so much over the past week and a half that, in my opinion, this is a great buying opportunity. Nano Dimension has a lot of potential for the long term, and we have companies like ARK Invest pouring lots of money into this company every week. We are seeing lots of investment from ARK Invest and a lot of other big institutions. So that is going to be it for this update on Nano Dimension. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you go down and hit that like button and hit the subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video, so you get to stay up to date on all of your favorite stocks, learn about a couple of new ones, and see exactly which options I am trading and which strategies I am using to trade them. So I hope you guys are having a great weekend, and I'll see you guys in the next video.